Rosa. So we are here at court. The day is over. It's been a long day. Normally I check in with y'all, but I couldn't do that today because if I left the courtroom, I wouldn't have made it back in court to hear the testimonies. We got through the jury selection. We got through opening statements from both sides, the defendants and the prosecutors, and we also heard from 2 witnesses. Now, I just turned my phones on, and already the headlines that I'm seeing are people talking about the male escort, what was claimed by the male escort, right? There were claims of who made who urinate on who, whether Diddy, Cassie, who told who to do what. There were conversations about jealousy between Cassie and Kim Porter, and this being just a toxic relationship, and domestic violence and assault being things that Diddy is willing to own up to, but trafficking and all the other things being things that he is not willing to own up to. There's a lot to break down from today. It was very detailed. Now let's get into the whole peeing in the mouth by the escort. So on the stand, the prosecution did allege that Cassie is going to testify that Puff allegedly had made a male escort pee in her mouth. That is what they alleged in their opening statements. There was an escort that got on the stand as a witness. During this testimony, this escort talked about being made to pee in Cassie's mouth. But this witness says that it was Cassie who asked him to do that, and that Puff was watching, and honestly, that was stricken. Like the jurors, when he got into, like, because he was speaking directly about Cassie and the fact that Cassie allegedly asked him to do it, and that's why he did it. And he was saying that at first he didn't know how to do it. Like he was just like peeing like he normally pees, and that Cassie, along with Puff, was basically telling him, like, slow down, like don't let it all come out at one point, like you know what I mean, like you're really peeing. And then that one line I just said about him saying what Puff and Cassie said to him together about that was stricken from the jurors. Like they're not even allowed to use that, because his original conversation around this was Cassie asked him to do that, allegedly, and that Cassie was like the mastermind behind that. Cassie is going to testify, and that's going to happen this week. To be honest with y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens tomorrow. So the prosecutor's opening statements are being picked up, but there was a witness on the stand that changed that whole story. After leaving today, I feel like when we hear the conversations about Puff's legal team and how powerful the legal team is and how good they are, until you see it in person, you don't even understand. I'm gonna do a full breakdown tonight, which will be posting to my podcast tomorrow morning, and then I'll see y'all on the Breakfast Club. We got a lot to talk about. Today was a day.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as Diddy federal sex trafficking trial kicked off yesterday. They began with the opening statements, and we've been hearing a lot of information and accusations and allegations since he got indicted on this case. We saw the baby oil talk, the freak-offs talk. We eventually had to be seen before he got indicted, the incident that happened at the hotel where he got into the fight with Cassie. But with everything coming out yesterday, urination then became part of the conversation in this situation. And that just makes it even more crazier in the media. And I had a link in the description where y'all can check out Laura LaRosa podcast because she's the one that's in there. She works for the Breakfast Club as well. She be on there, but she inside the courtroom getting all the facts and the notes and stuff and bringing it out here. And it was all over the timeline yesterday, which led to Boosie jumping out there giving his opinion on it once he seen what one of the witnesses and male escorts has said about Cassie instructed him and how she wanted to be urinated on or something like that. She liked to piss in her mouth. I don't see any crimes he has done. Everything was consensual. She enjoyed the sex thrills and the gifts after. I see no crime but domestic violence in this case. Shaking my head, but they let Hugh Hefner do whatever. 100. Sad. Check. 100. If he was black, he would have been in prison. Let's keep it 1,000. It's crazy how sex parties become crimes. Shaking my head. And Boosie also put up a post from the Hip Hop Lab where Kendra, Kendra son, whatever her name is, was talking about how she became down with the Playboy Mansion and Hugh Hefner when she was 18 years old.
18, I took that one-way ticket, never looked back, and it was the best decision of my life. Hugh Hefner calls one day and was like, hi, this is Hugh Hefner. Would you like to move into the Playboy Mansion and be one of my girlfriends? I was like, wait, what?
How did he find you?
While I was living with this boy in San Diego, I did this photo shoot, and this photographer sent my photo into the Playboy Mansion and to the Playboy, and I had no idea. And next thing you know, I get this call. The rumor was that Hef walked by and there was only one photo left out of his pile of photos, and it was mine. And he walked by and he picks it up and he says, "Who's this girl?" That was the story on his end. I'm so grateful for that opportunity. You know, for me, amazing. And it was healthy for me. It was happy for me. I was safe. You know, it's taboo to the world because they don't really know what really, you know, went on there. And my perspective is only one party every few months.
I do want to say this: innocent until proven guilty when it comes to Diddy and everything that he's been accused of. Not domestic violence. They have owned up to that part of it, saying that, hey, he's been this guy, he's been angry, he's had the drug problems. We saw the video. You did what you did in the video and things like that when it come to Cassie. But him running a sex ring, forcing people, making people with threats of death and violence and things like that, I would have to see that proof and it be put out there and proven with the documented facts that he actually did that. How would you be able to prove that? I really don't know for sure. But what Boosie is getting at is, hey, and I call it all the time, bro, it is what it is. With this case right here, we gonna separate this from that. They not letting no niggas do this stuff like what Hugh Hefner and them was doing, bro. Let's keep it all the way 1,000, bro. If you a nigga, you got all these young girls running around, you paying them, you flying them in, living with them, having sex with them. Now, the thing that they are accusing Diddy of is saying, hey, bro, he's forcing, he's beating, he's abusing, he's threatening, and things like that. The question now is that this deserve, and this is going to be an opinion-based thing, that it deserved to get to this federal level of him trafficking, him being a ring runner, or is he somebody that just got a wild sex life? Is he somebody that got these weird fetishes of seeing the girl that he's dealing with and they having sex and getting high, they both on the drugs, they both on the dope, and they just trying to get their rocks off on some freaky orgy type stuff, which I'm saying this for any nigga. If you moving like this, y'all do what y'all do, but that's some nasty, disgusting stuff, man. Like getting niggas to pee on girls and you want to see it, giving the nigga directions on how to pee it. I don't even want no female who want to be down with that type of stuff at all, but let alone sit up here and like, we just flying in, escorts or whatever. That is how they want to level it up and charge it to a certain extent when it comes to these type of situations. And they pick and choose when they do that. Certain people they let get away with this stuff, certain people they don't. But if they wasn't forcing and like holding people down, threatening them with their life, you keep this going on for so long, yeah, you could say the relationship was abusive. You could say you feel like you had no choice. And I wasn't there to know. That's why I say I gotta wait till the facts come all the way out. But what Boosie is saying right there, it is some truth to that. Now Cassie is taking a stand today. By the time this video come out, she probably would have already got up there and testified. It's all type of details that's gonna get real. And they gonna be real nasty, real disgusting, real wild.
Down. She also got into the nature of those so-called freak-offs, saying that they involved hiring an escort and they performed under the direction of Combs, saying that they happened so frequently it eventually became a job for her to set them up. Ventura said she did not feel she had much of a choice but to participate, that she feared that Combs would retaliate or potentially blackmail her if she did not. And she's had at times to take, she's taken deep breaths, pausing her testimony. Combs appearing to be listening pretty passively with his hands in his lap at the defense table there. Now, remember, this is the first time that they are seeing each other face to face.
Yeah, this is crazy stuff, nigga. I didn't think we was gonna be. Hey, I didn't even think about that this type of stuff was gonna come out, but here it is, nigga. The other side of it. Nah, it's like it's in there. Nah, it's game time. It's like ooh, peeing and orgies and freaking. Oh man, this is different, nigga. This nigga Diddy like Kelly, nigga. Like, come on, man. And he pretty much got aware of. Hey, I just got a different sex life, and my sex life should have to be on trial, which is true. But if you are threatening to kill or force and make people do things, that they could charge you with that. But does it supposed to go to the federal level? That's a choice for people to make. We are not going to make the judgment on the case until the facts come all the way out. But tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.